Hello everyone, welcome back to the non-league treatment room with me, Cookie. As always, Davo is alongside me. How are you, mate? You good?
Andrew, what a lovely, lovely evening this is, by the way.
What a setting.
Tell them.
In the background, the famous Aviston pitch. We've brought you outside from the bar to the pitch. And as always, a family friend of the pod.
Friend and brother of the pod.
Brother, gaffer.
Brother of the pod.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
He's joined us for the Euro special and non-league roundup.
Sir Adam Davies.
Thank you, lads. Always a pleasure to be back. And as always, I'd like to give a little shout out to you. We are in voting stage for you boys for the Football Content Awards again.
Yeah.
So my little thing, so it doesn't look too much like it's being driven by you, is to say go and support these lads. So thank you very much.
Appreciated.
Yes, love it.
I have got a bone to pick though.
Go on.
Last time Adam came with a lovely
Bottle of Beret.
Beret.
Yeah, it was a what are they called?
An Audi special.
Yeah, Giancarlo Rossi from. You know, once, this is God's honest truth, I bought a bottle of Rossini from Audi for Ross, and I said, "Hey, I made this for you." He went, "You're joking."
We were saying the other day, weren't we, Cookie? Because obviously we've had two pods this week. The one that you heard, well, that you've not heard yet, but the one that we recorded on Monday will be episode 2. Am I right, Andrew?
Yeah, it'd be the first episode as a guest.
Yeah.
Not
we were
saying you're not a proper guest, Adam, but you're part of the pod, so you're not a guest anymore.
Brother of the pod is a bit different.
We were saying, though, how good it would be to get, if we'd have had Ross back for this one.
Yeah.
He'd have loved
Every
this.
time we have you on, Adam, we do wish Ross is here as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just...
Not that you're not good enough.
Yeah, not that you're not good enough.
I suppose he's half me, isn't he?
I just
He's
feel
the
like...
older half now as well. Because news to the listeners, since my last appearance on the pod, although you can't see it on the YouTube shorts, I am less bold.
Yes, he is.
I've took a visit to Turkey, which we will mention a little bit later on as we get into the Euro special.
Yeah.
And I've had new weave stitched in, so looking lovely.
He's wearing a hat for the watchers though, so they can't see.
I didn't want it reflecting off mine.
I wasn't going to mention it. I was going to see if it come up in conversation.
Yeah.
You've got to bring it. Listen, you've got to be outward with it. In and out Turkey in 30 hours.
So he's going to have lovely Valvinus locks in a few months' time.
Oh yeah,
For his wedding.
come to the next one in a towel.
Oh, wow. What a start. But yeah, and especially like this one in terms of just talking about non-league and Euros and stuff like that. I know Ross loves his football and I hope he's doing well in Dubai.
Yeah.
Sunning it up. It's hot here as well.
Yeah.
Roasting.
Oh yeah.
But yes, we brought it outside.
We had to.
The lovely scenery.
Yeah. The crows.
The crows, the sprinklers. Yeah. So if there is a bit of noise of birds and a bit of wind, then just excuse. Yeah. We're just going with it.
Just enjoy it, I think.
We just embrace, enjoy.
Yeah. Because it'll probably be raining again next week. So
yeah, that's it.
So at least if you're listening to this when it's released,
just know that we've enjoyed it.
We were here.
Yeah.
We were here. Smelling the mayo curry.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Lovely.
And sitting near the bogs.
Yeah.
Glamorous.
And the ice cream van in the background.
There's the ice cream van as well. No one ever accused these lads of going big time. We've got the smell of toilet and Mr. Whippy going past. Brilliant.
I felt sorry for when our guest turned up on Monday and we were in there and it is sweltering hot. And
that's
I was
why
like,
we had to move it outside,
I'm so
mate.
sorry.
Literally, I was wet through.
He goes past at the same time every time we do a pod.
Yeah.
Going home. Ducati 500. Lovely.
Every time he goes past. I love him. Ride safe. Anyway, should we get into the non-league roundup?
Yeah, let's do it.
What this episode is, listeners, we are just going to do a little roundup of transfers, how teams are looking, shaping up. I feel like it's important. Maybe people haven't got the social media to look to see what players have been signed, so we thought we'd just help you out and let you know. So we are going to start with lovely Aviston Town, as we are here on the pitch.
Yeah.
Why not start with Aviston Town?
Yeah.
Biggest news, Ryan Harkin signed for the club.
Who we've spoke about so many times on this podcast. And I dropped him a little message when I seen that he'd signed and said, big move for you, congratulations. And he gave me a lovely little reply, said he can't wait to start. And let's be realistic, that's an extra, what, on a good season, 30, 35 goals.
Well, on a good season, 40, 45.
And definitely an extra 10 points, I think.
More.
Potentially,
Yeah. Biggest, I wouldn't say, I look back on, I ain't got too many regrets managing down here with Ross, but when we initially came in, Harks was already here. And we took over and we were attempting to play in a 4-3-3. Playing him as one of the lone striker, 2 wide men off him. And you just couldn't get the best of him in that formation. And then I think we look back at him then going on to Highgate as what could we have done? Would we have gone on to do a little bit better if we'd have kept him around it? So glad he's back, and that is a shrewd bit of business from Tomo and Hainsey and Noughts.
Yep. It's your goal scorer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the goal scorer that you're missing. So yeah, but I think he has been spoken about a lot on the pod by a lot of guests.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good to see him. I'm looking forward to coming down and watching him.
Absolutely.
I think at the stage he's at in his footballing life now and how consistent he's been, I think this is the perfect especially time. Down here with the crowd and the side that Tomo's building. I think you see 35 goals from him down here.
I hope so.
I am me.
But also retaining players like Ryan Quinn,
yeah,
Richard Blythe,
Smiggy,
yeah,
Finn Osborne, big keeper.
Connor Goodge will be like a brand new centre half.
Connor Goodge, I saw him yesterday, come back off a stag do.
Yeah.
And they trained last night.
Did he?
He missed it. He said
I bet he did.
Couldn't knack it.
He couldn't train?
He couldn't train.
Of course he couldn't. Good. I've heard that one from him many times. But in all seriousness, what a player, and that is a brand new signing, and arguably the best defender at the level.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that they've kept that players, them core players.
Yeah, also bringing Cowley back.
Yes.
Yeah. We all dream of a team of Chris Cowley.
Yeah.
That's a big one, isn't it? Chris Cowley back.
It's an interesting one this time of year though, ain't it? Because you can't actually sign anyone. So you see a lot of this stuff on social media, don't you? You can't physically put pen to paper.
This is what I was going to ask you. How does it work? Because obviously I've never signed a player. So what are the rules? Because you are seeing a lot of it at the minute. Of players constantly signing, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. It's an interesting one because it's not July. It's July normally, around July, when you can start actually getting people registered. So you'll often see like early announcements and then people that have been offered a deal elsewhere and it's too hard to turn down, then they'll move. So you keep your ear to the ground on Twitter. You can see it where people have said, retained, or we've signed this person, and then a couple of weeks later they pop up elsewhere.
Because I suppose they could have a bad pre-season and go elsewhere, or they can have a really good pre-season and go elsewhere.
And it's a weird one because managers have it difficult because lads will come and they'll say, "Oh, come and have a look." And as a manager, you think, "Well, I don't want you to have a look. You either come here or you don't." So straight away, it's like not ticking the attitude box. But lads will also want to go and test the water a little bit and go and see what things are like. So it is a weird time, and it is good to see lads committing, especially down here, so early. But there's always that little room for what might be if someone comes in.
Sort of like a gentleman's handshake, isn't it?
Yeah. Which that should be.
Yeah, I agree. Once you've shook the hand, you can't really change your mind then.
Once you've shook the gaffer's hand, that's it. Yeah. No going back.
Oh, yeah.
But what do you think aims are for Atherstone? What do you think Tomo in his head is thinking for the season coming?
And just before we ask you this, Adam, I do want to say, I don't know if you've seen the projections, but a lot has changed.
Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah. I've kept my eyes on everything. I'm trying to think about if this was me being asked a question. I wouldn't want too much pressure on me, but I like the way Tomo speaks about the game, and he'll come out right and say, "Yeah, I want to, push for it, either through the playoffs or automatically." And I think they've given themselves now. They've come in at the right period of time, steadied the ship, and done brilliant. A higher place than anyone else finishing the league, and they'll have learnt plenty in that period of time around like consistency and stuff. And actually, if you just look at the way the three of them operate, and I know through speaking to Tom how regular he is, I think this work in bringing players in will continue, and the aim will be, as it has to be down here, and not just from the manager, but by the club, is to be as successful as possible. And that's why we're in it, and that's why they're in it, and I think they'll be well up there.
So what about under 18s, Lee?
Oh, we've had some massive news, mate. So we've been promoted to the Northern Prem. So
big step.
Yeah, thank you. So
brother.
we've already started pre-season. We started last week. A couple of the lads.
Early start.
Yeah, a couple of the lads. We made it quite relaxed, to be fair. And we only did no. We only did a little bit of running, but a couple of them you heard them when they were running. Honestly, no word of a lie. I'm not just saying it.
Yeah.
But I won't name names because I don't want to embarrass them. But yeah, Northern Prem. So we played 3 teams in the Northern Prem in the Cup last year. Beat all 3. So it's your likes of Wolves, Kazzies, Chasetown, Rushall, Wolfrians, all teams that way. So we're buzzing, mate. A bunch of second years. No, we had no second years last year. So it's same transition. All 16 players have signed on, said that they want to play.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We've got some big friendlies coming up as well.
Nice.
Chesterfield Academy.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember you saying about that one.
Yeah, that'll be a good day. I did try and arrange Dorking with Mark, but we just couldn't. We didn't have the availability. We had too many players missing. So
he was good though. He come back to you straight away, didn't he?
He put me in contact with all the people there as well, and they're all brilliant. They all wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But we just I couldn't arrange a date because it was just people away and stuff.
Yeah.
So
shout out Matt White and Dorking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. So Nuneaton Town, I'm going to go on to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big talking point, I think, and it's. Obviously, for people who don't know, Nuneaton Borough obviously folded last year during the season due to being locked out of the ground and all the sort of palaver and laws and stuff behind it, what happened, and obviously the club had to fold and finish up there. But then a new club's now been formed and it's Nuneaton Town. A bit of a committee, isn't it? It's a committee who sort of owning the club and stuff or running the club. Ground sharing with Bedworth.
Yeah.
So that's, I think it's 3 years, is it?
Yeah.
It's just a shame that ground's there rotting away.
Yeah. I know, that's for me, that's the biggest waste. Obviously, I feel sorry for Nuneaton in the position that...
And Jimmy, for the work he did do.
Absolutely. But I think that ground was one of the best grounds in the Midlands. I thought it was superb at this level of football, and to now know that that's probably knee high right now.
Yeah.
And it's not a nice picture to have in your head. And I mean, we went and watched a few games there last season, didn't we? And it was pristine. It was fantastic.
Yeah, always looked after.
Yeah.
It is a shame for what's happened, but they obviously have now reformed as Nuneaton Town.
Yeah.
Going into Step 6, the Midlands Premier Division 1.
Same as like Nuneaton Griff.
Yeah, Nuneaton Griff and teams like that. So it's a league where Avison's been.
Yeah.
Managers Darren Acton and Russell Dodds.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Surprised? I didn't see it. There was a few names that was bandied around, and we knew of a lot of names that that come out, and his wasn't one of them.
No.
Not surprised if you look at Dodsey's managed a lot of clubs this level, and been successful. He would have been at Highgate when we came into the club, I believe. I think there was a whole debacle around the process, and there's never shy of a little bit of controversy when they're eating, is there? So I saw the whole debacle around the process. Look, at the end of the day, I suppose Russell's a really good manager for the level, and Darren's a club legend. So whoever the people are behind the decision-making process will make their decision, and there you go.
I think it's a great decision. I'm not saying it's not. I just didn't see it coming. I think it is like a really good decision. I think Darren and Dodsey are a good match for the club, 100%.
Dodsey will pull players, no problem. Well, you've seen it already. He'll pull players, no problem. And actually,
I think Darren will. I think Acton will as well.
Yeah. And
he's came from a higher level as well. That's what you've got to remember. And it is always hard trying to pull people from higher levels down to Step 6. But I think that he'll know a few diamonds in the rough.
Yeah. Well, they're signing relatively. look at the signings already. There's a balance, isn't there? There's a couple of young players in there, and then there's your experienced ones as well. So it'll shape up nicely. I'll tell you something. It'll be like when we were in that league and won that league. That's the scalp everyone wants. So every game it'll be brilliant because it's Nuneaton, it's a massive club,
and it's going to a ground like Bedworth, which is not a bad place to go.
No, you can play.
Yeah.
Every game will be the one that people want to go and win. The Nuneaton one, so they'll all raise their levels.
I think that's a really interesting place to start on a 4G because it's basically saying that this is going to be the blood flow of what we're going to do. And hopefully, if you look at the signings that they have made, to be honest with you, I only know a handful. Obviously, one of them as a player coach, massive, is Liam Daly.
Yeah, so I didn't see that come in.
No.
Because he, even though he didn't play much at Stratford Town last year, he was very much a part of the coaching setup in Gav Hurren. And when he's been with us and done an episode with us. Go back and listen to that. It's an unbelievable episode.
Yeah.
So and he talked about Stratford on there quite a lot, and they just missed out of the playoffs as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it was a surprise, but I think fair play to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me tell you, and get up. He'll score about 20 goals.
Yeah.
But I also think he's thinking of his future of coaching and management.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he said he wanted to go. And that's what you said about to say, it's not a bad place to start.
It ain't a bad place to start, no.
To learn, get your stripes, earn your stripes.
And if you're a young player where there will be pressure at Nuneaton, and you've got someone like Dales who's talking and organising and managing you through the game, that is an incredible place to start learning your trade as a young player as well. So I think it pays dividends in all places.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Chandler Pegg has signed from as well, who I think is another big striker to have at that step 6. You know, he can score goals at step 6. He's done it for Hinckley.
Yeah.
To go in for him to be the striker there, I think it's done very well. To be fair,
yeah.
Very
well. Balfe will be. He's sad to see him go, but obviously he's wished him well and said, these are the ones that you can't turn down. He had a difficult season last year with injury. Didn't see much of him at all. But I think if he can get himself right, it's another one like Arks, isn't it? It's 30 goals.
Yeah, I agree,
it's 35 goals. And look, it's the hardest thing to get this level. It's the one everyone wants. It's proven goal scorers, and he's done that, and he'll do that.
What do you think the excuse me? What do you think the aims will be then, Cookster? Because obviously,
I think everyone will tip them for promotion. We'll expect them to, but I think, me personally, and if I was running the club, if I was a supporter of the club, I think just to sustain yourself and have a good season, I think I would be happy with that.
We're going to have our first. Is this the first disagreement on the non-league treatment room?
That's what I would think. I'm guessing you think different, Adam.
I think they've got to win it. Size of the club, and everything that goes with it. Reputation. I'm not going to profess to know any finances, but it's a big fish in a small pond. So I'm only talking if it was me who took it over, I'd be thinking I've got to win the league.
Is that your manager head on though, or is that just?
Well, I think the fans will want him to win the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the managers will want to win the league.
Yeah.
I've never met. I haven't come across a manager yet who goes, "Yeah, I'm sort of happy with 10th or 6th." So, yeah, I think they'll be putting themselves under pressure.
Yeah, as a manager, I'd say you definitely want to. You definitely do want to. I think for me, being an outsider, not a manager, I just want to see the club survive.
Yeah.
And be there in 20 years' time or 30 years' time.
Yeah.
I think the biggest pushing force of it all is going to be the fans.
And I don't want them to rush things and bomb up those levels.
Yeah.
And then it all comes crumbling down again.
Yeah, it's got to be done right this time.
That's my fear is, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And if they steadily build up, if it takes 2 years to get promoted out of step 6, that's fine.
Like I said,
look how long it took Aviston.
I think the biggest pushing force there will be the fans. I think that the fans will be expecting to get promoted.
Yeah.
And that's not me slagging them off. I just think that's the expectations of when you play from the Nuneaton. They've never played at this level before. Even when they got liquidised last time, what did they go down to? Like 5, 4?
It's the expectation of any big club, though.
Yeah.
It's a different club, though. I would say it's a different club now. And it's a whole rebuild. Whereas before, you've always had players
Stick around. Yeah.
Even to the transfer from when it was Nick Hawkins to then Jimmy Giannelli, you had your big players still there because they're on contracts and and the status of the club, so they're always there. Whereas this is that start from fresh, and they're having to build a team. These players have never played. Well, they might have played together before, but I think it'll be interesting, and I can't wait to go and watch.
Yeah, we're definitely going to catch a game there.
We're going to be down there, whether it's the first game or what, but we're definitely going to be down because
that is an exciting challenge, project, opportunity, whatever you want to call it, to be part of the rising of the borough again. Is
definitely
exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's massively exciting, and I think that's why probably Doddsy and Acker have gone for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who would you have liked to see?
Adam Davies and Ross Innes.
I would have liked to see that. Yeah.
Oh dear. Well,
did you get approached, Dad?
Not by the club, no. One or two people reach out and say, "Would you be interested in being part of it?" But I think because I've made a lot of mine and Ross's situation so public, people know the crack that I was coming away for work and Ross was obviously flying across the world and moving elsewhere. So look, if circumstances had been different, would we have? I think every manager worth their salt in the local area would have, bar the ones where you're at really established clubs with similar, if not, big fan bases like an Atherstone, like your Inkleys, like your places like that. So I'll tell you who I'd have liked to have seen, and absolutely no shade on the people who have got it, but I think if I was owning the club, I'd have gone Neil Line, Leicester Road, throw everything at it. Took Leicester Road from a, like you've seen, like from where you were at, all the way through the levels and knows it like the back of his hand. So it's an exciting proposition. I think they'll do well. You obviously want to see him do well. And it'll be all eyes on him, won't it? That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to go on to Barwell. I thought we'd bring Barwell in as another club around by us.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jimmy Giannelli and Guy Hadland back at the wheel.
Great to see Guy back.
It's great to see Guy back, isn't it?
Well, there's another name, isn't there?
Back at the club where they spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's nice to see Jimmy back in football.
I always knew Jimmy was going to come straight back into another job. I know he gets cold feet, Jim does, and he want to get straight back into it. But it's so good because I think Guy had a little break again, didn't he? In between our pod. I can't
remember where did he go. So when he was on the pod, he weren't anywhere.
Yeah.
And then he went back to the Nuneaton, didn't he? Yeah.
And then he had a break from the Nuneaton before they got liquidated.
Yes, he
did.
And
then, he had a little break, and then I think he went back to Barwell on his own at the start, I'm pretty sure. And then Jimmy came back. I might be wrong.
I can't remember, but...
Feels like so long ago, but realistically, it was only, 8 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that?
Yeah. Obviously, it's great to see them back at the club. Obviously, Jimmy, unbelievable pulling power with players.
Yeah.
I've been looking at their socials and the players they're signing already, big name players and players who've been around the level. And he's brought a few up from underneath as well, from Leicester Road keeper.
Will Highland.
He's signed.
The local area will say that sort of step up is long overdue because he's been one of the best around for a long time. So that is a shrewd bit of business, yeah.
Yeah.
But also someone we know, Peps, Harvey Pepe and Goma.
I don't know for people who listen and know Peps, but you've seen how busy he's been.
He's DJing all over the world, hasn't he?
He has been everywhere. His DJing career now has got as big as his football, and he's like doing weddings.
He did the Ipswich Town captain's wedding.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I'm not sure, but yeah, he did. Yeah,
Morsey.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
he did his wedding,
and he's busy with that. And then obviously Dicciotto is huge now.
Yeah.
He went out and seen Sebastian Haller over at Dortmund.
Yeah.
He's been doing everything. He has come back to positive impact though.
Has he?
Yeah, just a little part-time thing.
He's back.
He's came back, but he's gone back to Barwell, and I think that, as he always says, something like no sleep, no rest. I think he's already at it for pre-season already, I think, and I think that this will be the year where we see the best Peps, I think, personally.
I think he had a good season at Coville.
Yeah.
Last year. I think he was starting a lot of games.
Yeah.
He had a couple of MOMs as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
So he was doing very well. Also, players, Leroy Lita, Brady Hickey, Scott McManus signing for the club. You know, your Jimmy Giannelli signings, Brady Hickey staying at the club once again.
Yeah.
Could easily play a step higher if he wanted to.
Yeah. And they've got, we tried to sign down here, George Ward. Who's just won a lot of awards, proper player. So they've got a good mix of like that youth and, it'll be good to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Peps has left Coville, which brings us on to Coville. People probably think, why has he left Coville for? Well, Coville, obviously, they folded.
Yeah.
They had to... It's a shock. I couldn't believe it when I read it. They stepped out of the league. The chairman, I think the finances were a lot on his family, and he probably wanted to retire a bit and spend more time with his family, which is absolutely fair enough. It's a lot to run a football club. It's a 7-day-a-week job. But they did reform under someone else, I'm assuming, and they've gone into step 6 now. So they are still there.
Where have they gone? UCL?
They've gone to UCL.
Yeah.
Step 6 has just got some massive clubs in it, hasn't it?
So now they've got Nuneaton Town reformed and Coville.
Obviously not in the same league, though.
Not in the same league, no, but still it's a big step 6, that is, isn't it?
Massive. I'm big mates with Alex Dean. And he announced he was retiring. And then a week later is when Coville said it was, liquidating. And I said, are they gone bust because you finally left? And they said, look, there's a, story in regards to, like you said, chairman stepping away, and it's all very sad down there. And I thought, I probably peaked a little bit too early on that joke. But it is good to see him back so quickly. And again,
Bedworth, hasn't he?
Yeah, Alex is off for Bedworth.
Alex has. I'm talking about, he never retires. He's one of them, and he's like Kobe.
Yeah.
But it's good to see Coville back so quickly, and people, taking over the reins straight away to make sure that those fans have got a place to go and watch their club still. That's important.
And the club stays alive, because it's a great setup down there again.
Yeah.
Like the stadium and the facilities and stuff. And you got to remember, it's a big club that have missed out on a lot of promotions, and they've had brilliant cup runs as well.
It doesn't matter what the level of football. I always remember how sad people were when like Ridge Lane, because all the history and everything behind it. People go, "Oh God, a Sunday League team," and you hope that there's always people ready to take things on and keep things going. So it is, a massive club. And again, there'll be another scalp for people to try and take in the UCL Step 6.
Massive. I'm going to go on to Alvechurch, because again, another guest, Jimmy Fry.
Yeah.
We obviously did an episode with Jimmy Fry.
Yeah.
And he's building a monster of a team.
Well, this is no disrespect to Jimmy and Alvechurch, but I've not really seen a lot from them. But you had to obviously tell me the sort of players that they'd signed. So who did you see?
They've got Dan Sweeney back.
Okay.
I think that's a massive signing.
Massive for the level, yeah.
Massive for the level, Dan Sweeney.
Goals.
Ethan Septon from Boston United. So
and Ethan, I think he started at Alvechurch, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Pearce from Kiddie.
Yeah.
Big player. Tyrone Barnett from Leamington.
They're having a go then.
They're having a go. Obviously kept Batch and that there. So definitely having a go. I think Dan Sweeney's a massive key player. Again, look where he's been and the place is Macclesfield and stuff, big club there, and coming back
scored everywhere as well.
Scored everywhere, scores goals,
does score goals.
It's good to see Jimmy putting the squad together, and I reckon they'll have a good go.
Yeah,
I hope so, mate.
I really do.
He's genuinely one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life.
He was so nice, weren't he?
He's such a nice guy. So, Who we got next? Is it Tamworth?
We got Tamworth. I put
Just
Tamworth down.
a little touch on Tamworth.
Yeah, I thought, fair play. Tamworth going into the National League, which is massive. Jazz Sings re-signed.
Massive.
A lot of experience there. They've re-signed a lot of their players,
Yeah.
But did you see they've signed a player from Dorking?
Have they? Who?
I'll have to get my phone. Oh, I can't. It's up there. Mullins, I'm going to say. Hayden Mullins. That might be wrong.
Hayden Hollis.
Hayden Hollis.
Wow, he's gone to Tamworth.
Hayden Hollis has gone to Tamworth.
Wow. That's a trek.
Well, he might live down here.
Well, he's a Cockney.
Oh.
I think.
So, yeah. They're having a go. But they've really started. I like it that they've kept a lot of their players.
Kept the core group.
God,
imagine that if they went 3 times.
Fucking hell.
That'd be absolutely massive, wouldn't it?
Football League, Tamworth.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's that's a good one to keep your eye on, isn't it? Because they've obviously bounced through, they've bounced again. And now everyone will be going, all right, what do you do now? And if I'm a player sat in that dressing room that plays for Tamworth, I'm thinking, how far can I go then? How far can we push it? And that's a good... It does peak his team talk for him because... Or every team talk. Or even if that management of expectation at the start of the season. All right, this is the one everyone think that you're going to stumble and fall at, so let's see. And the lads go, all right then.
And I think that when we spoke to Mark... and we did our podcast with Mark, he said that it's such a tough league because anybody can literally beat anybody. And I think that when the season petered out, you're really seeing that towards the end of the season. Obviously, Dorking beat Chesterfield.
Yeah.
York were beating teams. Weldstone went from literally one from bottom and crept all the way out.
You've said 2 names today and they've threw me. You said Wolfrians.
Yeah.
And that threw me.
Yeah.
And now Weldstone. I thought it was Wealdstone and Wolfrunians.
Yeah, well, it could be.
Hey, listen.
It's just how I say it.
It's that, it's that accent.
Yeah.
It's a son. It's got to you.
Yeah, his son's got to me. But yeah, Wealdstone, the Wealdstone Raider, had got out of had got out of the relegation zone and into the safety.
I did see that. It's very tight there, that league. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Tamworth do. 100%, like you said, how far can they go? Can they go again? I do think they haven't gone full time. I think they've gone to a bit of a hybrid model. How will that play out? Mark obviously said if you're not full time, it's absolutely massive.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I hope they can survive.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, that's one where I'll level with you and say if they do a consolidation at this level, then they've done well. I'll level with you there.
If you can become an established Step 1 team, then you're doing very well.
Really well.
Because then you build on it for the season after. And you go, okay, we'll go full time.
Yeah.
Or we'll do whatever because we're in it for the second year or the third year.
It'd be hard not to get ahead of yourself, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We've gone once, we've gone again.
Yeah.
Come on, then.
It would.
But I think that when we had Jazz on, Jazz was saying it was so relaxed and there was never any pressure to go and do the double and stuff like that. And the fact that they just did it, it was just sort of, just in their stride. That's what they were doing, just taking every week by week and just grinding out results.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah, apart from Brackley.
Yeah.
Got stuffed.
Well, they got battered.
Stuffed. Couple of other clubs. That's one I thought I'd touch on Stourbridge. Liam McDonald has stepped down from Russell to the National League North and gone down to Step 3.
Now, here's what I have seen. They have been very active on the socials, signing. And I said to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Who's the Stourbridge gaffer? Because he's making so many signings. And then you said, it's Liam McDonald. They've made, as Adam would say, some very, very shrewd signings as well. And one that I really like that they've made is Dom Lewis from Lichfield.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
Because when I went and watched him, or the handful of times I've watched him this season, I've thought,
what a player.
You've got something, you have.
Yeah.
You've got something. And I can't say what it is, but there's something there.
Well, obviously Liam McDonald's in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what do you make of that, stepping down from National League North?
I mean, what is it, one step below?
It's one step below, but he didn't do a bad job there. He kept them up, and I think he did a really good job there.
Yeah, he's had a long time though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a good while. Look, maybe it's one of them where you go, it's time for a change. And again, we're just, sort of, it's our own opinions, isn't it? Maybe it's time for a change. But Stourbridge, the size of the prize in the club, again, gigantic. You got to think about that fan base, what they've got there historically, what they've done in the past. So I can only think of it for myself. I'm probably looking at it and going, yeah, right, it's a step down in the leagues. But actually, if I look at and it's no disrespect to Russell, if I look at the level of the club and what I would have available to me in terms of fan base, pulling power, etc., I could have these bouncing up quite quickly, especially a manager of his quality.
I think one thing that I've learned, especially from this podcast, is when you look at things like this and you see it, it's not about reading between the lines, it's about colouring that gap in. So I think that obviously something's happened, but either way, Stourbridge have gained something. And you can see that by the signings that they've made.
Stourbridge have definitely come better off. Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Definitely. Lichfield, obviously, fell short. Lost out to Darlaston. Great game. We watched it. What do you think Ivor's got a plan for the season coming after coming off the back of the loss of the playoff final?
Well, and actually, I did him a disservice because when I said if you're a chairman of Nuneaton, you've got Neil Lyon, you also probably got Ivor Green as well, local bloke, and especially track record of young players and stuff. What's he got to do? He'll already have done it. He'll have said, well, you're here to enjoy yourself, so we enjoy ourselves again. And what I would know is those lads all have gone with Ivor's blessing, the likes of Dom Lewis, the other lads. I think Burnside's moved on as well, hasn't he? Curtin's gone, I think one or two others. They'll have moved on with his blessing, and he'll be looking at that as a success of you play and you move on and you go higher, and there'll just be another pipeline of players coming through. So it'll just be more of the same from Ivor and more of the same from Lichfield. Obviously, massive congratulations to Dean, and who I'm close to. But yeah, it'll be more of the same for Ivor. It'll be chest out, go again, enjoy yourselves, front foot, attacking. Stick him in charge of England at the minute, to be fair. At least you get attacking.
Well, me knowing Ivor like I do, I know that them lads that have moved on, that won't be seen as a negative, because I know that he'll be rubbing his hands at the fact of these under-18s that are coming through as well, and he actually uses. He picked up young Jude from there. And
Jude Taylor,
son. Yeah, and he gave him a lot of responsibility in the Darlaston game in the final, and a lot of people can say, oh, he wasn't ready for it, but for me, I thought he was outstanding. So I think you'll see him feature a lot more this year. I love the lad in the centre of the park with the mullet. I forgot his name.
Cameron Lee or something like that?
No, it's Cameron something else, I'm pretty sure. He's got a mullet. He's quite like a thick set lad. Jordan Clement, that's him. I love him. I think he's fantastic, and I know that when I see things, it's probably only on social media and it's all the best bits. But I really like him, and I think
that's what Brooksy does for you, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to the man.
I know that Lichfield will. I also think that Lichfield will be licking their lips at that league this year. 100%. I think that they'll have a good go.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
What about Dean Gill on the other hand? I've seen him. He's lost a few players.
Yeah, but that's the nature of.
It is the nature of the beast.
Nature of stepping up, and it's the nature of moving leagues and having travel, and you see it everywhere in the locality. Knowing Dean, he'll go, yeah, all right then, and he'll just he'll go on his recruitment pipeline, and he will be set up, and they will be tough to beat first and foremost. But they'll be incredibly well organised, and they'll go and have a go, and they will not do themselves any disservice, let me tell you. And the reason why is because they do the work.
They
do the work.
Yeah,
on and off the pitch.
They'll definitely pull a team together.
Yeah,
that will work and die for the shirt.
But you do see that in all the localities, like Hinckley move. A couple of players have moved on. You get promoted, a couple of players moved on because lads don't want to travel.
Yeah. It is a massive
also, some
part,
of them have made
it?
stepped up. So that Bish, where's he gone? He's gone somewhere higher,
Stourbridge.
hasn't he? Yeah.
Who's Paul Smith taken over? Bromsgrove.
Yeah,
that's where he's gone.
Yeah,
that's a good move for him.
Yeah.
And he was a player that stood out for them.
Yeah.
Bishop was. So, but like you said, Dean will have that mentality of, okay, well, I wish you all the best. Off you go.
Yeah.
Go and do what you need to do, and then he won't struggle to bring some little diamond from the rough in again, and just let them flourish.
Yeah, definitely. Quick message about one of our sponsors, Tread. Tread offer top quality grip socks for all types of sport, available in a range of different colours. Tread won't let you slip. Check the link out in our bio or on social media, or check out treadsocks.com. Should we go on to Euro chatter?
Yeah, go on.
Are you sure you want to do this? Because I'm going to keep us here for a long time. He had enough of me last night. We watched the game together last night.
I will say, I love spending time with my brother, but I can't. I do struggle to watch England with him. It was tough last night.
Why? What's the difference?
We have
then?
complete opposing views.
What's yours then?
I wouldn't say opposing.
Well, there's one example where I think we have a differing methodology. So at one point it passed twice across the back and you went, play it forward, what are you doing? And I looked and there was 11 Slovenia players in the half, and I just turned and went, well, you can't just pass it forward into there. There's 5 England players in that half at the minute. There's 11 Slovenia players. And my perception of Lee watching England is they've only got to fart in the wrong direction and he's going, oh, God's sake. So that'll be a bit more positive.
It's incorrect. If you watch all the other strong European teams, so even this afternoon, which game was it that I watched that ended in a draw? I can't remember which one it
got
was.
Romania.
No, it was Ukraine versus
Belgium.
Even Ukraine, when they get the ball, they move forward quickly. And this is why I like certain teams, because they get the ball and they think positive and they move the ball forward quickly. Yeah. Now, sideways, I don't mind. But when it's backwards all the time, and even we were all saying it last night, a pass can be done 2 seconds, 3 seconds quicker, which is a big difference in a game of football. And for me, we hold on to the ball individually for too long and we walk around with it. Like, it's like we're waiting for something. What are we waiting for? Just play forward.
I do agree.
If you lose the ball up high, you can win it back.
I do agree. I have seen a lot of other teams go in for it, and like I watched Austria versus Poland.
Mate,
what a game that was!
Fantastic, mate.
Like end to end, just entertaining stuff.
The energy that Austria got is unbelievable.
And you think, why can't England do that?
I had a £20 bet with someone last night that we still go on to win it. And me and Dino went back and forth on Twitter on this. The only thing that does confuse me to have a con to my pros is if Harry Kane's... Listen to us, by the way.
Yeah. No, this is good.
But if Harry Kane's going to drop that deep, you would at least expect something to go beyond, whether it's Bellingham or the wide men. I think it happened once and Bellingham arms are up in the air because he didn't get the ball. So that tells me that they've worked on it because his arms are up in the air. The 2 wide men both want to come inside. So then I am unsure what the plan is. Because if it was like Gordon on the left-hand side and Saka on the right, or whoever, and it was going into Kane who'd come deep and he was popping it back and then it was going into the channel for a wide man to run onto, I'd understand. At the minute, I don't understand. And that's why I'm not hammering it, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, I agree completely. Absolutely, I agree completely. I think that, well, I suppose we're going to go on to our 11s for the next game shortly. But,
probably, yeah.
I just think last night the subs were not made quick enough, and I think that
I thought they were last night.
The proof was
Mainly at half time.
The previous games I thought they weren't.
But then you bring on Anthony Gordon with 3 minutes to go, and look what he done when he came on.
Strange one.
He's absolutely sliced the defence open in half with a through ball.
What do you think about his selections over the 3 games?
I'll let you go first, Dad, because I'll go on.
I think Trent's been made out to be the fall guy. Albeit, it is weird to like just... Because he don't play centre mid for Liverpool. No. Plays right back and moves in. So it's weird. You've got a right-footed left back, so he ain't going down the line. So what would have made sense to me is play an actual winger on the outside of him who's going to look to beat people. Because if you see, like, he's giving it into Foden. Foden's coming inside. Trippier can't go around him. So I think the selection has been... I thought it'd be the other way round. I thought it'd go strangely defensive in the middle of the park, like you'd have 2 sitters and Foden, or 2 sitters and Bellingham, like a Gallagher. And then he'd be bringing on your Trents and he'd be bringing on your Palmers to unlock people. But he seems to have gone the other way.
Yeah, it's I just feel like a little bit of rotation would have been nice. I think seeing players like Gordon and
They didn't do
Cole
this
Palmer play.
Didn't do this no harm last night, did they?
No, they didn't. No, I think it just would have been nice to see a bit of rotation. I thought the second game we played against Denmark, we looked. I mean, the pitch was shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen better non-league pictures.
Yeah.
But they didn't look great against Denmark.
Nah, and I do believe that if someone comes and has a go at us, there'll be more space for people to operate in, and you might see a different team. But I have a nagging doubt and a fear that we'll revert back to that, protect the back four, two sat in front, and it will negate some of the quality that you've got. Look, I keep seeing that viral tweet. You've got the best player in Spain, best player in England, best player in Germany. How can't we make it work?
Yeah.
And, there is something in it.
Yeah.
One thing I want to ask you, Adam, is I don't know if you watched the interviews or not, but what did you think about Southgate saying England don't have a replacement for Calvin Phillips?
Yeah. Well, the first thing that comes to my head is, well, you've had a year, more than a year to think about it. With all the riches that we've got available to us. I think what he's saying there is he wants to play a certain system and he can't. But then my counter to that would be you've had long enough and you've got good enough players to think about how you want to be. Yeah. I just want to know what the game plan is. If he came out and he went for 60 minutes, we're going to control possession. And bearing in mind, you have got to take into account hardly anyone's had a shot against us.
Yeah.
If he was saying for 60 minutes, we're going to look to dominate possession.
One goal's been scored against us.
Yeah. So, one, but hardly anyone's had a pop. So, we're going to dominate possession for 60 minutes. And then I'm going to bring on him, and we're going to start opening up and looking to stretch people a little bit more. But I just don't know what the plan is.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's mad that, like, we've won 1 and drawn 2, and we're top of the group.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to, like, it's mad when we go, we want to see them play like this, why they're not attacking enough, why we're not scoring so many goals. Yeah. But then you always come back to, we're top of the group.
Top of the group, we've won the group. Tournament football.
It's that.
And now it's knockouts.
Yeah.
What does that mean, tournament football?
Like it's jeopardy, isn't it? So it's a mini league. It is a mini league. So
you're sort of playing like a club football
mentality, yeah. Like sometimes you'll go in and go get a draw here, we're all right.
Yeah.
Like not every game is blow people away. So the jeopardy starts now when it's knockout, because you can't be
on the
you can't be on the back. You can't be on the back foot. At some point you will have to go and have a go, and that's where the criticism's been in the past, isn't it?
But I just think, staying on this point of what Southgate said, you've also got players that before last night, you say you've not got a replacement for Calvin Phillips, but you've played a right back at centre midfield. Declan Rice has had a poor tournament so far. And then you bring on Kobbie Mainoo last night, who looked very, very good. And also, Adam Wharton looked tremendous in the friendlies. And he's come out in an interview, or apparently, and said, I could do that role. And I think he could do a Calvin Phillips role. Now, I understand that he's young. I understand that. But give the kid a chance.
Well, I've heard on the way that Foden has gone home for the birth of his child. So you might be forced to see something different on Sunday now, which probably leads us to talking about our own lineups like we're in charge.
Yeah, so obviously the Sunday game hasn't been decided yet. We were talking about this before, how
we'll have a little look now,
we were confused about how it all works, but I think you explained how it works in terms. So we can either get the Netherlands or Slovakia.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think everyone would rather have Slovakia.
Wow.
So we're
sorry to cut short. Well, Georgia are currently beating Portugal 1-0. So
the jeopardy is we play in the Netherlands unless Czech Republic beat Turkey or Georgia defeat Portugal. So if either of those two things happen, we play Slovakia.
Right.
So Georgia are currently beating Portugal 1-0, which means that Georgia go up to the third place in their group on 4 points. Turkey stay second, Portugal stay first, and Czech Republic drop down to fourth.
And then go out, so that means we play Slovakia.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is what we'd probably rather, or would you rather have Netherlands?
No. There'll be an argument to say you'd want someone to come out and have a go at you, rather than someone sat behind the ball.
Because even though Netherlands is a team, but I don't think they've been like amazing. Obviously,
They
they
got
only drew
pumped last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
3-2, but got battered as well.
I've been listening to Talk Sport all day today because at work I've been driving around quite a bit today. And
Get that one in there.
yeah, and,
They've been driving around.
they were talking about it. There was every time I went into my car, there was a different presenter on. It was at that parts of the day where they change, and they were all saying that the Netherlands look fantastic going forward, but defensively they look poor.
It's always the same.
Yeah, they look poor defensively, and they've got like Virgil van Dijk, De Ligt, you know, all these fantastic defenders.
Players,
but it's the same as us in a sense that they've got all these tremendous players, but something's not sticking. But I will say, defensively, we look very good. And one player that has really surprised me is Mark Guehi. I think he's been fantastic.
What a player.
I should have mentioned it. Yeah,
I think he's been
Guehi's
fantastic.
so good. I think he's.
Yeah.
There's a lot of doubt about that partnership next to John Stones, and
Crystal Palace chairman's rubbing his hands together.
I think people have been. Yeah, the critics have been answered, and I think he's definitely deserved his place. 100%.
Yeah.
Like you say, Crystal Palace chairman rubbing his hands together. That's an extra 20-30 mil put on his price tag.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
The left back one's a weird one, isn't it? Because you just think, come on, you
So
had
hard.
all the time to decide who to take.
But I was
who
trying
is
to,
that?
I was trying to
Chilwell,
think.
Tyreek Mitchell.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Could have took either of them
Yeah.
and had a proper left back.
Yeah.
So it does make you wonder about system, doesn't it? But look, I refuse to. I think the weight of expectation on England and the media pressure,
He's bigger than any other country.
any other.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to have some bias. Like they get, and I think you can see it because the players are defending the system, which I find strange. they come out after them when we're told to play fast flowing football, and Southgate's coming out and saying, you know, it's an uneasy environment and blah blah blah. I think you can tell they feel under immense pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely seeing what's been said. Well, at the game last night, at the end of the game, there was
Booze.
booze
yeah.
thrown onto
Yeah.
onto the pitch and bottles thrown at them and all sorts, which is...
But I used to say down here, it doesn't matter what you do, you can be brilliant, win 6-0 one week, and then next week someone's going to shout on you rubbish. You're making that so poor. So you can never win, really, can you?
Who would you... What's your start? God, you mentioned about starting lineups for Sunday then.
Well, you can go first now.
Oh, for
I was
God's sake.
tactical there.
As you've said.
I was tactical there.
Okay. I
Ramsdale
would stick.
in goal.
I'd stick with the.
Peter Shilton in goal.
I'd stick with the same back four just because, unless Shaw was fit, I'd play Shaw, but I don't think he's going to be.
Yeah, you can't risk it either, can you?
There's a lot of talk about Saka dropping and playing like a three at the back and having like Saka right wing back and
Left wing back
and
and right
Gordon
wing back.
left wing back. I heard a lot about that, but I'm not
Very
sure about
attacking,
that.
that is.
Not for me.
I would go Pickford, Walker, Stones, Guehi, Trips.
Are we saying everyone's available, bar Shaw, yeah? So Foden's returned.
Oh God.
All right.
Yeah.
Based on last performance, I'm going to get slammed for this, but I'm going to stick with my guns because I feel like I need to. Based on the performance of this tournament, I would go Bellingham and Kobbie Mainoo as your two sitting. Bellingham more of an 8, a box to box.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'd then go Foden in front of them.
You dropping Declan Rice?
I am, mate. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God, I think he's been poor. I think he's been really poor. I would then go. I'd go Cole Palmer on the left. I'd go Saka on the right, and then I'd go Kane as your number 9. But my
Who's your 10? Did you say 10?
Foden.
Foden.
My message to Harry Kane would be:
Don't wear Skechers.
don't mind you dropping in, but at least stretch them first and then drop in, so then somebody can make that third man run in behind. Because for me, the first 2 games I thought we were really good first 20 minutes, and then we sort of dropped off. And he was, I mean, yesterday we said it. He dropped in at left back twice.
Yeah. Who are you playing wide left and right?
Cole Palmer on the left. I know he's left-footed, but
And Saka
I played Saka on the right. But for me, Saka is another one that I could go, not today, mate, and I could play Palmer on the right and I could play Gordon on the left.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
What about you, Cookster?
I'd go the same goalkeeper and back four as what you've said, but I'd go Rice and Bellingham in that sitting role, Foden in the 10, and then I'd put Gordon and then Saka and then Kane up front.
Okay, so you
And
would
then if
start Palmer
No. And if Kane's crap after 45, he's off.
before Watkins or
Ollie
Big
Watkins.
Ivan.
Ollie Watkins for me.
Okay.
Same goalkeeper, same back four. The only thing I'm changing is this notion that there's got to be someone sat there. So I'd be saying to Rice and Bellingham, you're left, you're right. Foden's in the middle of it, going where he likes. When he goes, you stay. And when he goes, you stay. So they're more flat than they currently are.
Because you said this yesterday, didn't you? You said Rice has the
Does it for Arsenal?
choice to go forward for Arsenal.
Does it for Arsenal?
Yeah.
And I think that's the sticking point for me. There's this notion that the back four's got to be ultimately protected all the time. So I'd go flat three with Foden essentially in the 10 of it and say, off you go, lads, because I think our three is better than everyone else's. And then I'll play Gordon left as an outlet. I'll play Saka right, Kane up front. But the caveat being, if Saka's not doing it or the game plan isn't working, of Saka coming inside and bouncing off. Because I always think, if that's a flat midfield three, Saka comes inside, bounces into Kane, it goes back to a midfielder, Gordon, boom, in behind. That'd be constant. I'd be dragging Saka for Palmer, and that'd probably be one of the only changes. And I've let Kobbie Mainoo down there because he did really well.
Yeah.
He's not done a bad job in any of the games he's put in an England jersey.
But I just think that three, if you go flat and give them all a licence.
What a three that is. Like,
unbelievable.
I love Declan Rice, and I know I'm probably going to get slandered for it off people listening, but for me, I play what I see, and Declan Rice has not had one good game, not one.
I thought his first game.
And he dropped Trent without he dropped Trent, so I'd drop Rice, and I would. And if that lost us the game, then it lost us the game.
I'm
but
shocked.
For me, you play games of football to win, and he's
So
not.
you play your best players then?
Correct, but he's not been the best player this tournament. So you play.
I do like your ruthless energy.
Yeah.
But that's the only one. The only one. If Foden's unavailable, then let's play that caveat.
Yeah.
I'd just mind to be exactly the same team, apart from I would
play Rice.
No, I'd put Palmer in the 10.
I think I'll put Bellingham into the 10 and put Mainoo in. What would you do then? If Foden weren't available?
Yeah, Rice, Bellingham, Mainoo.
Yeah.
But then, again, same principle. If Mainoo goes, Rice stays. If Rice goes, Mainoo stays.
Yeah, fair
Well,
enough.
I think that, personally, you've seen Bellingham in the 10 the last 3 games, and he's done nothing for me.
Same argument.
He scored the first goal.
Which is a very good goal. But then after that,
You've got to think about, cause people say the same about Saka, won't they? Palmer came on and did more. But he came on in the stage of the game where you would expect him to do more. So I think the game plan will always be for an hour, structure, rigour, rigidness, and then open it up.
I just think that Cole Palmer commits players. And he every single time he got the ball last night, he thought forward. And I think that that's the difference. Saka looks to get pin and then roll.
Wins you loads of fouls.
Yeah, he does.
He
But
does.
I just think it's sort of a one-trick pony.
It's the world's best time, isn't it, this? All the opinions. And
Yeah.
I do like a little bit of...
And I think
People listening, you send us your...
send him in.
Send him in. We'd love, honestly, we're not just saying this for shits and giggles, we'd love to see your 11s.
And if you want it anonymous, because you've dropped Declan Rice, put anonymous underneath.
I'll just say I've done a day though.
You tweeted something last night saying that watch us go and win it still. Or watch us go and win it, because it is that everyone's saying, slating it. Oh, this is oh, we're not playing well. We're looking tired. We're looking this, and we probably will be in the final.
Yeah,
we never have a good group stage.
What people want to see is they want to see
goals
and a system.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's what people think they're missing. They don't know what the plan is. Whereas with Spain, example, goes into Morata. They've got the 2 flying wingers, boom, in they go, committing people. If you watch Portugal, Ronaldo ain't moving out of the centre, is he? Goes into him, he's going back, he's going wide, they're committing people. There is a game plan, and people don't know what as is. And I think that's why they've striked, because they want to see something that they can go, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, while we're on this subject then, because you've just named a couple of different nations there, who's the best team that you've watched this tournament that you've most enjoyed watching, would you say? I don't know if you've caught many games or not.
I have, I've watched pretty much all of them.
I'll go because mine's Austria.
Yeah, love that.
Ranić.
Every time I watched them,
and that was spoke about on TalkSport today.
Ranić.
It was Simon Jordan. Simon Jordan said, "Look, what could have happened at Man United if they'd have given the timer." But I think that's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
But they work so fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And he's got every single one of them singing off the same hymn sheet as well. What about yours, Ad? Favourite team that you've watched so far?
I've got two different reasons.
Yeah.
One, Spain. They've been unreal to watch. And Germany. And the different reasons are Spain, because just the free-flowing football, the system, brilliant. And then Germany, because I think it was like the opposite of England. Everyone was buzzing going into this, going, England are favourites, going to win it. And they thought Germany were going to flop as the hosts, and it's the other way around. Everyone's going, whoa, hang on.
That Musiala-ism, really.
Musiala, what a player. And the other one, what's his name, begins with F?
Fulkrug.
There's him, big unit, non-league. Big non-league
Fulkrug.
unit, unreal.
Fulkrug.
And the
Wirtz.
Wirtz.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz.
Yeah.
Player.
Yeah. I think
And get that Hungarian forward up front in non-league, Martin Adam.
You seen him?
No.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I did a bit of research on him.
Yeah.
In one season, I don't know who he was. I think he was playing for a team called Bass. Like
Bass?
Yeah, in Hungary.
FC Base.
He scored, or Back. I think it's Back. And due to Back as well. He scored 31 goals in 32 games.
They're all
FC
scaring,
Batch.
that's why.
Yeah. But my two favourite teams, one of them is definitely... I've got a few. I'm going to be controversial.
Can't have more than two.
Austria and Switzerland, I've liked watching. And also, just for the pure energy and the fact that they are just...
I know what's coming here.
They just know that they're not going to win the tournament, so they literally just run their cocks off every single game, is Georgia and Turkey. I love watching them. They're entertaining games.
Yeah, it is.
Entertaining, but...
Entertaining
He likes entertainment, the boys. His
Yeah.
England team selection and his three favourite teams, entertainment.
Yeah.
Lee wants to see total football.
Absolutely, but also...
Goals.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought Romania would have won their first game 3-0?
Yeah,
Do you know
What a goal,
I mean?
by the way.
Yeah.
What about Scotland not performing?
Here we go. Go on.
Well,
then.
We have to touch on
Put your Ali
Scotland.
McCoy's voice
We
on
have to
that.
touch on Scotland. You know what I mean?
Oh, gosh. I mean, there's a bit of you that goes, if you want to be serious for a sec, there's a bit of you that goes, I get the old small nation, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, small nations all over the world create world-class players in their sport.
Yeah.
I mean, they look bad, didn't they?
Yeah.
The right back couldn't have played for us. Who was he?
I don't know many of the
The
players.
right back couldn't have played for Atherstone.
I don't know.
Got sent off in the first game.
Oh, I didn't
and
know
then his
who it
replacement
was.
weren't better either.
Yeah, I can't remember his name is.
It's just like, and their gaffer, like you say, don't be saying
Steve
negative.
Cooper,
You're playing one person up front. Che Adams.
Che Adams, yeah,
In a
non-league.
game you've got to win.
He
Did
was
you
at
watch their last
Ilkeston.
game?
Yeah, it was,
Did
yeah.
you watch their last game? They played really well in their last game.
Yeah, they were lucky to not come away with something.
Do you know what though? The national anthem, unreal.
Is it?
Flower of Scotland,
Oh.
and how they sing it,
I watched them.
real.
Yeah, I watched them sing it and they were like all going mental.
Yeah.
But I think they played really well in the last game. Obviously not good enough to get through, but again, exactly what you said, Ad. Look at the individuals there.
Yeah.
You've got Robertson, you've got John McGinn,
McTominay.
you've got McTominay, a bunch of other established Premier League footballers that, you know...
Not established enough, though, isn't it?
No, but a couple on the bench as well, like Ryan Christie.
They've just got a defeatist mentality, ain't they, the
Yeah.
Scots? Everything, you know.
It is very passive, though, like, you're right. It's one up front, you're never going to really...
Change it. You got to win the game. Change it. Put
You
two
gotta
up
go for
front.
it, yeah,
You
yeah.
have to win the game.
Yeah.
Let's end on final and who will win it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's end on that.
Well, I got one more, if that's all right.
Go on then.
You got one here, the team that surprised you the most.
Oh, sorry.
What? Because they've been good or because they've been bad?
Because they've been good.
Mine would be like a Romania
Yeah.
or something like that. I would never, them like Romania, Georgia teams are. They've surprised me. They've played and they've gone for it. They're attacking. They're nearly scoring against teams like Belgium and one up against Portugal. Like, you know what I mean? It's, at least they are going for it, aren't they? Their game plan is gung ho. Yeah. Let's go for it.
I think because they've been good for me, surprised me, Austria.
Yeah,
you just weren't expecting that. It's whatever middle of the road in the world rankings that they'll go out, and then because they've been bad or they've limped, France,
yeah,
they've like limped through, haven't they?
They've not set the world alight, have they?
No.
But same again with England. But I bet France will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team that surprised me the most, Turkey. I know that they've still lost games, but they're just. You always think Turkey are going to be shit. But
great transplants too.
You're trying to get a holiday to Turkey. So
he is. Great transplants too. You're about due one as well.
No, I'm not. Turkey have surprised me in
some new teeth.
I feel really sorry for Romelu Lukaku. He's had
so many goals ruled offside.
So he's had the most shots. He's had the most goals ruled offside. I feel really sorry for him, to be fair. And if you look at the top goal scorers of the competition, Nicholas Fulkrig, 2. Guy from Georgia, 2. Gakpo, 2. Marin, Razvan Marin from Romania, 2. Musiala, 2. Lukaku could be running away with it now. He could be, but it's not to be, is it?
But yeah, prediction on the final. Who will win? Mine is Germany. I'm going to say it.
Versus?
Germany.
It's hard to say, isn't it? Because
I think Germany will be in the final.
We think it's going to be in the final, but it might not be compatible. It might,
true.
What do you mean?
Like, so...
Well, I can help you out. One half of the draw has got Spain, Portugal, France, Germany in it.
Yeah.
And there's another big player. And then
Italy on the other side.
I think Italy and ours. In ours, you've got us, Italy, Netherlands, and then all the ones that you think have been brilliant. Austria, Switzerland,
Turkey,
Scotland.
I love Turkey, Scotland. Wales.
That sounds like a Sani from Subway. That does. I'll have the Turkey Scotland, please. I think the final will be England and Germany.
That's what I was going to. That's literally I thought England, Germany.
I think that'd be massive.
And it would be a massive
final. I think England win.
Germany win.
Southgate in. For all the Twitter naysayers out there.
Southgate out.
I think
Adam Davies in.
Will be Spain versus Austria.
Oh, God's sake. You had 3 horrible shots on here tonight. And he's doing it on purpose as well.
No, I'm not.
Get a poll up. Is he doing it on purpose? Declan Rice being dropped.
Right, I tell you what, I'm gonna laugh in your face.
Georgia.
When the final is Spain versus Austria. I cannot wait.
We've had 3 shouts on the non-league treatment room tonight. Declan Rice being dropped, Georgia being the best team in the Euros, and Austria in the final.
I don't think we should get him on anymore because he just tries to belittle me.
All come from the same lad.
If my opinion isn't the same as my brother's, then it's wrong.
No, we've got we've got to be able to argue with each other. We've got to be able to disagree.
Debating.
I think that the final is going to be Spain versus Austria.
And that's good. Fair play to you, mate.
And I think Spain will win it. Just because Spain played their B team the other night and it was still fucking frightening. So
that 16-year-old frightening.
Yeah, but he didn't even start.
Me and Cookie are going to get battered, by the way, if England don't open up a little bit. And
I think
if we limp out, we're going to get battered.
They've got it. Right, we'll finish it there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Brilliant, lads. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you all the listeners for listening. Come on, England. It's coming home. And keep listening because we've got lots of guests lined up.
And keep voting. Keep voting. Let's get these boys the gold.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thanks to the Crows.